me try that again. Can you hear me now? Senator, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Thank you.
All right. Sorry. Thank you. I had a little technical difficulty there. Thank you. I'm Chris Phelps, State Director of Environment, Connecticut. And I'll dive right in. I want to thank you for allowing me to testify at this very late hour at this point. We've submitted testimony on 3 bills before you. There's a common theme to our testimony across all 3 bills, and that really is summed up by the idea that global warming and climate change present very direct and growing threats to our economic future, our public health and safety, and frankly, the stability of our society in the years and decades to come. And of all the facts about climate change, one is crystal clear, and that's that to stop it, to mitigate the worst effects of climate change and global warming, we have to switch from our current energy systems to an energy system that's not powered by fossil fuels in the years to come. We need to shift to 100% clean, renewable, zero carbon energy and do it over the course of at most 15 to 30 years. In that vein, our testimony supporting Senate Bill 882 talks about each of the provisions of that bill that we support, and we make specific recommendations regarding Governor Lamont's recommendation and proposal to commit to 100% clean, zero carbon electricity by 2040. As has been talked about, I think, by other folks earlier today, one of the challenges with the way this is presented is that I know it's not the intent of anyone, but it does on paper suggest the possibility that we could have the outcome of procuring all of our electricity from zero carbon clean sources by 2040, while still allowing fossil fuel carbon emitting sources to continue generating in the state. It's the type of change that really ought to be considered to prevent that, frankly, what we would view as absurd hypothetical outcome from occurring. As well, we think requiring some sort of interim benchmarks between now and 2040 to really encourage an acceleration of the growth of renewable resources serving Connecticut and our regional grid in this bill would be a smart way to go. Again, working backwards from that goal of 2040 is really the policy construct we need to move forward with. And we've provided more testimony on that bill, but I'll touch briefly on our support for 952 as well. We support that bill for a lot of reasons, but one big one is that we recognize that going big and going to scale on energy storage is going to be key to the modernization of our electric grid necessary to accommodate this transition over the next couple of decades. I know there was a back and forth on that point, I think, with Representative Arconti and others earlier. And we agree, we need to do that. And this is one of the key ways to facilitate making that happen in Connecticut and across the region. And lastly, I'll just touch on it. We do testify in opposition to 6524. Not because we oppose fuel cells as a technology per se, but because as again was discussed at length earlier with the representative from Fuel Cell Energy, there's a choice between incenting fuel cells powered by fossil fuels that emit carbon dioxide and would hinder us from actually achieving a 100% clean goal in our climate goals, or fuel cells powered by renewable resources. And that's what we recommend in our testimony, is that the committee and the legislature commit to trying to grow the fuel cell industry in our state and deploy more fuel cells as long as they're powered by renewable resources in the years to come. That really is key on that specific point. I had some other comments I wanted to make in response to things that have come up, but I know it's been a long day, so I'll stop there and just answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate all the input.